Alright, today we're going to go over the installation of the wiring and everything to hook up these DD audio speakers to an amplifier, head unit, anything we want to hook it up to. So, let's get started. Alright, so let's go over everything we're going to need to install the wires into this door panel. First thing we're going to need some extra screws and nuts. We're going to need the tools to install those screws and nuts. In this build, we're going to install this DD Audio CX01 crossover. We're going to need wire stripper, of course. Any is preferred. This one includes the crimper we're going to need for these terminals. We have our wire kit from CustomSpeakerPods.com. This includes wire. It includes all of the connectors we're going to need for these speakers specifically. Wire. A couple pigtails. These make installation a lot easier. You hook everything up in the door, and then you hook this up to your factory plug, or not your factory plug, your wiring coming into your door. Hook this up to the door, hang your door, plug it in, and you are good to go. And we also include some zip ties to tidy everything up. Alright, let's put the patient on the table. Let's get to work. Alright, in the last video we got the pod installed, we got the speakers installed into the pod. Now we got to wire everything up, and let's do it. So first thing, flip the door panel over. A couple little things here. We got 2 leads for the tweeters, we got the 2 speakers, and down on these speakers actually have spade terminals, but that is not a problem. In the kit it includes spade terminals in order to hook up to the speaker. So in the kit it comes with 2 sizes of spade terminals. We have a small and a large, and that is specifically designed or made out for these speakers, which have both a small terminal and a large terminal. So we have small plugs and big plugs. So those will fit on there, and this one will fit on there. These tweeters have flying leads, which is great. So what we're going to do first is we're going to determine where to put the crossover. Crossovers are big and bulky, but we can find places to hide them. In this door, we actually have a great little spot inside the pocket that we're going to use to mount the crossover. So the plan here is to slide this guy inside the pocket, and we're going to mount him right inside there. He'll be a little bit visible when you flip the door over, but not really. So what we're going to do is figure out whereabouts she's going to go. It can go all the way to the bottom, which would be fine, but we're going to leave a little bit of room and do it that way. So easy way to do it is to get the holes drilled out from this side, so that way we can put the screws and the nuts in there. So get our drill, and we are going to first hole. There. Find a screw, put it in place here. And we're going to get this. Alright. So we got that done. Ideally, we could mount the crossover, but then we won't have access to these beautiful little spring terminals there. So, first thing I'm going to do is hook up some wires, so that way all the wires will be set out, and when we install the crossover, we won't have to worry about getting back to it. So, we will start with some wire here. First thing we'll hook up is the input. This will be coming from the amplifier. So, a couple of these here. Quick little strip. Right. There. And with this wire, we are going to designate blue positive and black negative. And then we are going to want our lead to come right out about here or so. Like that. Split that guy. Give it a strip. Strip. Twist. Now we're going to be using the included in the kit, these little heat shrink solder joints, which are super handy, terribly clever. And we're going to pick one end of our pigtail, doesn't matter which one, but for this one I'm going to go with the female end on the door. The first thing is with our shrink tubing, we're going to put it on the one side, and then a little trick I like to use, using a Bic lighter after you get it where you want it. Use a lighter to get it started. What this is going to do is it's going to hold it in place where you want it so it's not moving all over the place. Alright, so red to blue. Put that sucker in there like that. Do the same little trick with the lighter. Get that shrunk on there so it doesn't move. Now you can use a lighter to do the solder and stuff, but I like to use a heat gun. Gives you more even heat and less risk of burning through the insulation. And then heat it up until you see the solder melt, turn liquid, coating the wires ever so gently and delicately. Let it flow in there deep like. Get you a nice, good connection. Don't forget, the end of that heat gun is still hot as the blazes and will burn the shit out of you. So, while we let that cool down, we will get our next one and do the same thing on the other side. There. Now we have those done. We will let those cool. Now, next step is we're going to have to get these tweeter wires over to here. So we're going to have to create some extensions since those tweeter wires are very short. So first thing we will do is we will go ahead and hook it up to the crossover. Strip a little bit, strip a little bit, twist it tight, and we're going to put it into the crossover again. Right there like so. And there like so. There so. Very good. So now we know that our tweeter wires are right about there, so we're going to go ahead and cut here. Split it. And then strip it. And what we're doing, since we're going to have these two tweeters in parallel, we're going to go ahead and wrap these suckers up together. We're going to put them all in the same piece of shrink tube. So we're going to strip a little bit extra off of this one. There, a little bit extra off of this one. A little bit extra off of this one. And a little bit extra off of this one. So we got all those stripped out. Pull the rest of the insulation off. And there. And there. And then we're going to twist them up tightly. like so, and tightly like so. And then again with our shrink tubers, same thing. Put that guy on there where we want it. Shrink it onto the wire, like so. Blue to red again. Put this guy in here, like that. Shrink the tubing to the wires so it doesn't move. That, and then heat it up and melt the salt. Just like so, and same thing for the other one. There we go. Tweeters are done. Now, on to the woofers. So what we're going to do with these is we're basically going to do kind of the same thing we did here. So we're going to come out from the mids, and we're going to use something special today. Be right back. So today for the woofers, what we're going to do is we're going to be using the Wago 221. No, you don't want to focus on that. You do. You don't? You don't. The Wago 221 lever lock connector. The reason I want to do this is because it's going to be easier to get the wires coming from the woofer, bringing them together from 2 wires out to 1 wire. So for the Wagos, first thing we're going to do is we're going to hook the woofer spot up to the crossover. So we'll strip here, we'll strip there. Go ahead and give it a twist. Give it a twist. In there like that. And in there like that. Like that. Then we're going to bring it over. Try to match this spot right here so all the connections are in the same location. Cut it there. Split it. Strip it. Okay. So we take our Wago. Open one of those up, jam that sucker in there, close her down. Super tight connection. These things are very impressive. Alright, we got those. Now we need to go from the woofer out. So, take a little bit of wire here, split it, strip it. The small terminal on these speakers is for the negative, so we're going to put the small terminal, small spade connector. Woohoo! Put the small spade connector on the black wire. And crimp it. Like so. And the large spade terminal on the blue. Or on the big connector. Large spade terminal on the blue, yeah, that's right. Alright, and then we're going to crimp it down on there too. Very good. We'll go ahead and hook these up to the connection. good tight connection. Make sure you're happy with it. That goes in there too. Tight connection, tight connection. Very good. Now we're not going to need too much wire hanging off of this, so we're going to go ahead and cut it there. Do the same thing for the other speaker. Wire going on the other terminal, put it on there, make sure you get a good connection. Now, sometimes these come from the factory a little bit loose. So what we're going to do is with our crimp tool, we're just going to smush them down just a little bit, just a little bit. So we get a nice tight connection. There. Now bring these wires together, figure out where we want to cut it. Cut it. Split it. Split it. Do a little twist, flip our Wagos up right there, and put it in there, close her down, twist it, put it in there, close her down. Same thing on this one, try to get your wires lined up a little straight. Up in there, a bit in there, and a bit. Very good. So now we got those like that. We got that done. Now we can go ahead and mount the crossover in here. This will be fun. First, let's make sure we don't get any wires caught up. Let's get all the wires up out of the way. Put that guy in there. Any kids with small hands, this is the time. Put them to work. A piece of duct tape. There. Get the screw attached. Just enough to get it in the hole there. Damn 3-hour video of me struggling to get this screw in. Watch. There, crossover installed. Now, we have all this stuff, all these wires hanging out here. Let's go ahead and clean those up. So, first things first, let's figure out where we want this guy to end up. Let's go ahead and we'll tie him up right there. So let's get our drill, put a hole right there. We can run a zip tie there. Get him out of the way. We'll go ahead and zip tie those together. Like so. So bring those up there. Put a hole right there. Zip tie. Like guys up. Doesn't matter if you keep these separate or not, but we're going to do that. Go ahead and drill another hole right here. And then zip tie. There, fold those guys up, bring them in tight. So, now we'll go find our side cutters. There, get everything tied up. Got the tails on the zip ties. There we go. Now all we got to do is hook it up. Hope you enjoyed the wiring of this. It is done. It was efficient, didn't require any soldering. Fairly simple tools. Let me come back, throw one more zip tie on there to keep that from rattling. If you're going to drill holes, make sure all your wires are out of the way. Can pull some more of those wires in there since we can. There, make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Make sure you don't have any rattles that are outside of these little clips. I think we'll be all right. Cool. All right, cut that zip tie. Bam! Done. So now the only other thing to do on the car side is to take your other pigtail right here, whatever wire you got coming to your door, hook this pigtail up with the solder connections, hang your door, plug it up, jam. Alright, y'all. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. If you didn't, let me know. If I did something wrong, let me know. Just be nice. I'm sensitive. Alright. Next video, we're going to go ahead and hook it up to the amp. We're going to learn how to tune an amp and see what it sounds like. Cool. Peace.